Hello everyone, here is Martin Bodocky. Today we're going to speaking about fundraising and grow capital. So my presentation is part of the Game Days online conference. However, this talk will be a little bit more general. We'll look so what is really growth capital, what is behind, why we even care, how it behave, what is the options, and also focus on the product which we are developing, which we believe is a little bit better than what is out today. So enjoy. So at the beginning, we cannot start speaking about companies, and especially small companies, without speaking about founders. So every company is a human being. It's a something taught before the actual work started, and every small company has this embedded vision. It has different reasons to start. So every financing needs to first kind of fulfill that vision of the person. So everyone who want to create a universal game or something new can do it through the company. So we really like the so will be a lot. Sorry for that. It's my first recording, and I'm completely honest with you. It was not my plan. I'm completely embracing myself. Will be fun. Okay, and I will take a little bit from me. Like for me, the treasure capital, which we'll talk today, is my fourth business. And you're still learning, still improving. And I will be not honest with you, tell you, I didn't create it because of my own desires, of my own feeling I want to fulfill, my own, own seed of I want to be proud about something. So the story, it's of every company starting with the founding team, with management, what they want to achieve as a human beings. So, and when you build a company, you have three main issues. They're always there, always frustrates you. It's you need to build a product, so you need to always listen to customers or clients. You need to somehow encourage your team. Like, we today's know the people are expensive. They are like moaning, millennials are picky and nothing is great. And then you are just hit like, okay, fucking money. So please remove all my French words. So why we even like taking like we have a fundraising talk and talking product, money and team. The most important part is understood like these are three pieces of the most frustration all the time. You are frustrated with your clients because you don't understand them very well, so you're building something which is not for them. Second part, you are frustrating because you're trying to encourage your team and give you your vision and your communication issues, and everything is really, really challenging. We're human beings. We always changing. We are just not 100% all the time. We're reliable, whatever. Yeah, it's just we are what we are. And there is a third part which we'll talk more in detail today. It's the money, and the money are like blood of the business. You can make yourself, but sometimes you basically need to fill it up with tank. Yeah, we will discuss today money as a stamina, because it's game days and I was used to play the many games, and you're a hero, you have a stamina, and with the stamina you can overcome all the obstacles and basically tell your teams they're great, they fulfilling dream, go to your clients and just develop the most beautiful game in your case. And so what is the growth capital like what is the money inside, for what you really need them? So most of the time when I'm telling to any entrepreneurs, anyone who fundraise money and have a functional business, like first asking, okay, whoa, can you go for money to your clients? That's the first investor. Like that should not be investor. Your clients need to be completely blown away from your product. But if they are not, there's probably some improving. But if you are in the position where your clients are sucked completely, like not sucked, completely drained of your questions and you just basically as much as you can, then it's the time to go outside. And mostly the reason you're going outside because you need the stamina to overcome bigger obstacles, international expansion, new product, new game in your case. Like let's say you have a few titles and now you have a great idea for bigger title, but you basically need the money. From your internal cash flow, it's just not possible. Third part where you usually need growth capital, it's where your company want to be a little bit, opportunistic. You need to be, sometimes need to be because the competition is closing in, but many times they say, okay, yeah, I saw this competitor or I saw this great team and I can't hire them one-to-one, I don't like it, I want the team to be together, I love this culture, I just basically try to figure out how to buy the business. So this is the most topics when you're going around where you want to grow capital. In, let's say, game development, will be usually product development. So you basically have this great idea, you did your research, but now you need to basically put the guys for 12 months straight for the development, and then a little bit of money for the publishing and stuff like that. So where you go, first hit where you say, oh, I need the money. So you're going to bank. Yeah, you're a great entrepreneur, you're going to bank, you say, yeah, I have these great 2 years, and they just look at you and say, okay, so how much active assets you have in your company? And you would look like what active assets means. Like, we have like PCs, people, and just look at, that's what we meant. We meant like, the hard machinery. And you say like, oh, what hard machinery? I'm a game developer. And so the understanding of the bank for the digital business, it's very thin. They just, even if they understand it, they cannot really assess the risk. So the second question always will be, okay, we can lend you this money, but we need the collateral, we need this asset somewhere. So we'll ask you personally of your shareholders, of your founders, or even your team, like, oh, they have any money, they can basically, secure this loan. And this is where it's getting tough. I'm not really everyone encouraging to be bragging because, oh, I took the biggest risk possible and I signed up my house towards the growing my company, which is unfortunately not a really wise thing because the companies also fail. And we will talk about the failure in the bit. So just don't do it. It's just my personal advice. Of course, you have your reasons to do it, not to do it. I just basically should say, just try to find different options before you go in this one, because this one will be there for sure. Last thing, which is a little bit less obvious, many banks will lend you towards the value they found. Usually it's 50%, so if they believe that your revenue is a value, they will give you 50% money. The same if they believe your house has a value of 5 million Czech crowns or euros or whatever, they basically give you 50%. They will no more. So you just basically say, okay, bank, thank you. I would just, was my second option. So your second option, it's, okay, I need an equity investor. I need someone who just basically will believe in my goal and will, fly with me to the stars. And yeah, that's correct. Those people are there. There's institutions are there who are investors. Equity investors. Equity investors means someone buying a chunk of your company and will basically become your business partner. The problem which is here, it's the relationship building between the two people who go into marriage, because it's a business marriage, should not be short. So if you don't know already equity investors for some time, you don't know how they behave, you don't know if you are sharing the same goal, it can be very problematic. You can hear the stories about the toxic behavior of investors, but I will tell you this straight. I have been venture capital investor for 4 years. There is always two sides. So it's not like, I accept money from this investor, now he's a jerk. It's usually the relation from both parts deteriorate. Because of some misunderstanding and some issues, and there need to be a lots of energy spent to basically figuring out if we are right fit. And this is the problem when the quick equity money come to the company. So someone basically give you a very quick money, like, you know, the entrepreneurs many times kind of like complaining why this all process takes so long, why we have like 55 meetings, just they cannot say what they want. And I say, yes, they building relationship. They try to in their limited time. You know, as a VC, you basically need to deploy money. That's my job. That's the job of the VC. Just find the projects and deploy money. But even the VC knows if you deploy money in the wrong team, not wrong based on the potential or product development, but based on the decision making, let's say, he is basically making for himself a very bad investment, because the financial part is one, but operation part is completely different, and operation part will be completely exhausting. This is discussion for another talk about how to choose the equity investor. Just to say that this video, can you trust them? You know, are you ready for business marriage? Do you share in the same goal? It's a little bit as a business marriage, but like, let's say even in the marriage, each of the parties can have a slightly different angle. And the third part, it is really smart money. He understood my business. Can he give me some value? Can he give me a good opinion? And as you know, I'm coming to slowly say, okay, you probably don't guess it. Neither of those options are just basically great. Yeah, one is the problem of kind of like transparency. So the bank can be very transparent. The venture investor can be transparent, but he's a human being and he's a part of your decision. So it's basically a partner. It's the same as you ask your future spouse, like, okay, just write me now the 40 things you will never do, and if you will do, I can sue you. Will never happen. Second, the speed. Of course, the bank can be quicker. Can be a matter of weeks, maybe 1 month. Depends how long your relationship with bank is. So they're a little bit different as an equity investor. But with the VCs, it's months, sometimes in years, because sometimes you build a relationship with the investors which are just too big for you, and you should not, shoot it that much, because, let's say overfunding is a different issue. You can Google it. It's a very interesting topic when you raise too much money too soon, and you will basically burn out. And the third part is it's a risk sharing. And one part, the bank try to not share risk with you at all. That's why I ask about personal collateral. They will ask about personal guarantees and everything. If your company fails, they need to be so much easier way to basically cover themselves. On a part, like the risk sharing with equity investors is very true, where it's very not always, but in the general, as they are shareholder, you are shoulder to shoulder, which is great. But again, the question before, trust, marriage, added value, you don't know. Yeah, and plus it's something, average marriage in the US it's 8 years, average investments of the VC it's 10. So choose. So what we figure out in the threshold capital, what we do, what we figure out, we taught ourselves we need to do 3 things. We need to figure out the financing which will have no personal guarantees. I believe it's toxic. We believe it's toxic. We believe the building companies about entrepreneurship, and it has inherent risk. Done, dusted, no personal assets. So we borrow the money with no personal assets. Second is sharing the risk. Like if you are loaning, I will go why loan in the second. When you're loaning money to the other company, you want to still share the risk. Yeah, basically that's our service. We are sharing risk with you. Yeah, so sharing risk, it means in the how you repay. So the revenue-based financing is the time of the loan where you're repaying by percentage of your revenue over the time. I will show you in the Excel in just a minute, just to understand that revenue-based finance means investor shares risk with me on my revenue. yeah, and the speed, because we understand the hustle, so we figuring out, or not figuring out, I will send you also the so very quick eligibility check today. And so revenue-based financing, as I told you, now you need to figure out, okay, it's a participation on my risk with investors on my revenue. So now this is a nice graph. As you see, there is revenue, repayment revenue is kind of the same. So dynamic time, dynamic interest will come to that. So 35. So I will have a sip to have less so. As you probably guessed it from beginning, this is not financing, or this growth capital is not for the companies who just basically started. It's meant for the companies who exhausted their other levels, so they have some customers, so they grow something, they are relatively healthy. We can also come to what relatively healthy means, and they need to have a growth potential. That's, I think, very understanding. No one will raising money for the project which it's going down, or it should not. But no investor will try to invest something which is not healthy. Okay, so let's go to my calculator, which you should see now, and maybe this. Okay, so what you see on the Excel sheet, it's very, as we see, we understand the hustle. So we need to give you the answer about your business if you're eligible for us very quickly. And this is it. So this will be shared with you just for understanding. We need some information about your company, like, you know, how much the revenue is, how much money you earn. Growth profit, it's how much money is leaving to up to paying your distributor or your publisher in this case. So you're paying, in some models, you're paying your publisher for distributing your game, but it's external party, so it's before the gross profit. And we need to know how much debt the company has and how much cash you have and what is your business model. In the game development, usually you are B2C, so you're selling directly to your customers. Let's say mobile game development. But then it's publishing, where the publisher go around and say, you guys, you know, I love this kind of idea, can you develop for me, blah blah blah, which will be B2B2C model, let's say. And so here you can have a play. Let's say if your company has have lots of debt, they will say, yeah, it's not investable because we don't like the debt. So that's we believe it's kind of healthy. But of course, if you will then read what the customer acquisition cost is, how expensive are clients to encourage. So in game development or mobile game development, you have some marketing costs, some promotion in the store, and this is basically customer acquisition cost. So let's say in this each clients or gamer costs you 49 euros to get into play and to be paying customers. So let's say pay some subscription or something like that. And the customer CLV, a customer lifetime value, it's the amount of money the average customers leave with you when he sign up. Yeah. And we can also see, like, if you could, like, here, like, say 180, they say, it's investable, but it's not that. Yeah. So we can have a play. We are very transparent. So everything, how we compute, it's down here. Yeah. Now I love to be investable, so I just basically put big number here. Okay, so this is the eligibility when you can very quickly to figure out, like, if it is for you or not. And now bear with me. I know the presenting the Excel sheets are hard, but I want to do 3 quick examples. So where you are, let's say you are a game developer who are operating, you know, in Slovakia, Czech Republic, and you are basically want to go in the US in some way. Maybe you figure out for your international expansion means to go for 3 months to US, you know, to sell and promoting your concept, promoting your games. Let's say you are a company. We'll try to do just looks ugly. Don't worry about this part down there. Just to show like, so let's say your company who last 12 months has a revenue of 600,000 euros. You assume you need 400,000 euros for the expansion. You know the expansion will bring some fruits or some kind of revenue after 6 months, and you will be able paying 9% of your revenue back. Yeah, this is the revenue share business. So in this 9%, it's always there. So which means if your company is earning a lot of money, you pay 9% of that. If your company earns not lots of money, or we will show you the not so good, you still pay 9%. So this is the sharing. So I'm, as an investor, sharing the risk of revenue, because as the revenue goes down, you paying me less, and there is no covenant, there is no like way I will punish you for that. So basically, we are business partners. This is basically our share with you. So where we have shoulder to shoulder. And from all that, plus we, from all eligibility, we will try to figure out like how you risky are. So this quick eligibility will basically tell us, yes, you are investable for us. Let's speak. Let's dive in. Let's understand your business. Let's understand your game, your team, your idea of the growth. And so it's kind of like embedded here. And I know this is a little bit hard, just like bear to me. This table will kind of generate from these properties how much money we're expecting from you to be returned. Yeah, as you can see, like, you borrow 400, we're expecting from you return 671,000 in 6 years. So it's something which is spread out. As we are growth capital, the growing takes time, lots of work. And we want to be the hassle-free option for the money. So you remember the second slide, you do product, you do team, and you need the money. Yeah, we want to be very simple part for the money. And so this will be shared with you, as you will probably see here a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's not so great. I'm sorry for that. But you will see in this table there is a growth, your early growth, and we try to be like, the company once 1 year is go good, and some bad, and good and bad, and so. The thing is just to understand we are not optimistic. The company is a risky game. It can any moment on those three things. Again, product, team, and money. So in this case, you can then have a look. What I want to show you is the one similar case, which is about, let's say, the product and game development. It's basically not changing much. Our capital has no labels. We are not expecting from you to tell us precisely for. We want to have idea. We want to have a strong idea, but we don't need to basically know everything from the beginning, because we want to be a part. We will share with you. We already understood your current business, and we want to support you further. Last thing, what I will show you in this, it's when the company fails, and I'm not sure how much you will see in this. We basically want to show you when the company fails. Okay, now you should see it's quite nice. So with the yearly growth, you're going good, and then pretty much suddenly it's like 2 year period, like you just died. Something, you produce your game, it was great. You just started producing a new one, but you was very risky taker and just put all money in one basket. And yeah, you did your best effort, your team did best effort, but you just didn't get the clients, and your game is just total disaster, and your company is dead. Happens. We need to embed it like this is the option. It's always will be there. So our loan basically never going out of the company to the founders, to the shareholders, to those who set up the business in the first place, because it's the way it should be. Yeah, it's a risky business. We need to understand that. So this is just for you, then eventually you can have a look. Okay, go back to presentation. So our talk is coming to end, and my mom is teacher, so she always said like the repeating never hurts. So what this my product does, it take no personal risk, so the company gets the loan. Company is also entity, just composite people, and the people should not share the risk of the company. Sharing the business risk, revenue-based financing, just like embed it to each other, and the speed and meaningful financing. The speed means you can very quickly figure out if you're eligible and where you are eligible and what we need from you to be eligible. And then we can start to pick. We both know we are fit in the size in the company stage without like going for month discussion, figuring out or whatever. And the meaningful financing means you can borrow from us more than from the bank. That's I will rest my case. So who I am? I'm Martin Bodocky again. I'm one of you. I'm never completely happy. I want to build, I want to create, and I want to encourage to people to do the same. And in this, I'm thank you very much for your attention, and hopefully there will be some interesting questions in Q&A. Thank you guys. Have a good one.